Hey everyone, today we'll be focusing on graphs today, particularly focusing on iterative depth-first search for an undirected graph. And without any further hesitation, let's get started. And now we're going to be focusing on performing depth-first search iteratively. So what we will be doing is that we're going to have a function called void, and then I'm going to call this DFS iterative with putting in our integer of v for each vertex that we have. And so that means for the following what we are going to be doing is that we're going to have a vector first to indicate what has been visited and what hasn't. So I'm going to have vector boolean of visited with our vector vertices that we have made at the top over here, and then I'm going to indicate this is false since we have not visited anything yet. Then we're going to create a stack of integers and call this stack, and we're going to push our first vertex inside, indicating as v, as this symbol to be able to have the stack at least have some form of information so we can perform this iteratively. And so while the stack is not empty, that means we are going to check the top by having the vertex indicated at the exact top, and then checking to see if it has been visited, and if it has been visited, I'm just going to pop the stack accordingly. Now in the case of when the vertex has not been visited, this is just a condition to be able to check. And what we're going to do is that we are going to have a necessary space between each vertex that we have to make sure that it has been visited. Okay, that is true over here. Then we're going to have this for auto loop to have an iterator. So auto I is going to be equal to adjacent C list of vectors that we have are begin. And since we are dealing with a stack, this is why we have our begin. And we have if I is not equal to adjacent C list our end, that means we're just going to keep looping around until we actually get to the end. And if the following iterator has not been visited at a specific vertex, then that means we are going to keep pushing inside of our stack until it actually has been visited. So that's what we do. We're using the stack as a tool to keep track of everything that has been visited inside of our adjacency list, and then finally we're going to output our end out. So that way we know exactly what's being outputted. Make sure you're spelling everything right. There we go. Okay, so sorry about that. And so now the next part that I'm going to be doing in this case is just calling upon our depth first search iteratively, and that means I'm just going to do this at the top. So DFS iterative count DFS iterative starting from the first vertex, which would be 0 in this case, and just going to call function graph DFS iterative starting at 0 as the very first vertex, and then I'm just going to build this, make sure it's all good, it succeeded, and we're going to run this. And going at the top, yes, it does perform the following, and let me just put the space over here. There we go. And in fact, let me just fix this. There we go. And so we performed depth first search iteratively starting from the first vertex at 0, and it does the necessary pattern. So yes, this was depth first search iteratively. Now let's perform depth first search recursively to get fully accustomed and in-depth within our syntax within C++. Hey everyone, thank you very much for taking time to watch this. If you found this video helpful, be sure and feel free to please like and subscribe. And if you do have any other questions or suggestions, please put them in the comment section. And as always, take care. Cheers. Bye-bye.